Hi everybody, welcome back to my crafty desk. Sandra here at Blossom and Inspire. Today I'm working on, I'm inky. I'm super inky and I have to go to work. I have to go wash this off. But before I do that, I wanted to get these names finished. So all the children that I'm doing, here is my first list, and I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more kids. My idea is my very rough idea, we'll see how far we'll see if we make it. I'm inking their names on here, or stamping their names on here. I'm gonna ink around the edges. I wanna do some tearing. I wanna add some background. And then I also have some black cardstock. Whoops, just some cheapo black, not cardstock. I just bought construction paper. Okay. Well, my plan is to take the name, to tear it. So there's lots of steps. Tear it, maybe just tear this, and I think I'm just gonna leave this. I'm gonna do a ruler tear on this one, and then this one, I don't know if it's gonna have a tear. It will probably have a tear. And then after their name, and you can see some of these names are long, I'm going to seal it. I just thought I would keep you up to date here. I can't do the entire project, full on. There's like, I don't even know. Look at all these kids. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 6, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 40, 1, 2, 3, that I know of, 44. See, and I'm thinking there's 48 kids, so there's somewhere I'm missing a couple of kids, possibly, or maybe that was the extra. I have no idea. That's one of the ways I'm gonna use my jelly prints. And then I'm also thinking, so these are gonna be the candy holder cards, which I do not have enough of them. I can't find these plates anywhere. But I'll think of something else for some of the kids. And then the other kids, this will be their tag. It'll be their tag, so sorry, tag candy holder. So I'm gonna back these with this, I think. And then I'm just gonna put like a little band here, something that will just hold their candy bar in there. Does that make sense? I hope so. I don't know if it's going to make sense when I'm making it. Like, is it gonna work? I have no idea. I've never done it. I haven't seen it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just messing around. And I got my little Halloween stamps and some background stamps here for anything else that I think I can fit into this insanity. But, so all I'm doing with this is I have these, they're two sets of the alphabet. And I've already I always tear my Y's. Why? Why is that? So all I'm doing, and I'm doing super, I love that it's Halloween because I can be messy, and I'm a messy stamper. So, I mean, is this everybody? I mean, like, or is it just a problem that I have? I don't know. I've seen other people get super messy. It doesn't bother me when it doesn't have to bother me. So Halloween, it doesn't have to bother me. I'm gonna redo his name really quick because I don't want it down where I had to pull that sticker off. I hate that that's one thing I don't like about the paper studio, or any papers that do that. Especially when it's, well, any kind of paper, but especially when it's textured and you pay extra for it, like $2 for this piece of paper. Every once in a blue moon, I get them on sale, but not always. And I get them at Hobby Lobby, so I just stamp twice, and I just go with the mess. So what happened is the first one I did was, it came out really messy. And then, and I was like, oh man, and I thought, I have like almost 50 names to do. There's no way I can be particular. I just have to go with it. So I thought, I'll just do a double stamp and see what happens. And then it just got mushy and messy. And they're all just a little bit different, but they're all mushy and messy one way or the other. I'm good with it. So let me see. I was gonna leave that one on there, and then I have some of the people. I have most of the names written or typed up, but I don't have everybody. So I need to send text messages to parents like, I need the correct spellings of your children's names. I've already done an incorrect spelling before, and I didn't like that. It was not. I felt horrible. Nobody wants their name spelled wrong. We all like our name to be, we all like it. I feel like we all like our name to be said correctly, and we like it to be spelled correctly, but at the very least, spelled correctly, right? I named my youngest son Brennan, which is no big deal, except for when you say it, nobody hears that. They hear Brendan, Brandon, Brannon, which is a nice name too, but that's not his name. And they're all nice names. I like them all, but none of those were his name. So I want to say he was around 4 when he started saying, when someone would say, "Oh, and what's your name?" He goes, "Brennan without a D." What? Brennan without a D. So that's all he would say whenever somebody would ask him his name. Brennan without a D. It's like, "Hello, Brennan without a D." He goes, "Why did you give me that name, Mom?" So this does take some time. And sorry about my head if it gets in there, but I mean, they could be mushy, but they got to be somewhat lined up, right? Okay. And then I have one more here, and I don't think I need any of these letters for it. Too bad. I think the stamping of the letters, or the stamping of the names all together, once I get the rest of the names sent to me, spellings, I figure it took me about an hour and a half to get the names stamped. That's not too bad. I'm just trying to like figure out how much time does it take me to do this. I think if I was able to work on them full time, like a regular full-time job, maybe 2 weeks. Maybe under that, but maybe 2 weeks, I'm thinking. I'm pretty slow. Okay, we got those names. 3 more. I'm waiting on 3 more and a confirmation of a couple of spellings that I did. Oopsie, I already did one name wrong, so I got to go do that. So I'm going to fix that right now. And since I'm already working, good mama, she got back to me super fast. I'm waiting for one more person to send me some spellings. That's probably the hardest part, is like waiting on other people. It's like, "Hey man, hey, I'm doing something for you. Get on it." No, I'm just kidding. Poor planning on my part definitely constitutes an emergency on your part. Oh wait, I said that backwards. I used to have that on my fridge for the kids when they were teens. I got tired of that in the evening when they decided like, "Oh, it's time for bed," or whatever. "Oh wait, I need this for school tomorrow." Too bad, so sad. You get to go to school with a note saying, "Poor planning on my part did not constitute an emergency on my mom's part." And then I would send a note to the teacher. "If it's something important and urgent and you really need it to be done, please email, call, text," or whatever it was to me. I do believe in making the kids be responsible for their things, but outside of that, if it's something you really need from me, please let me know as well. Because this one kid of mine, it was the one, there's always the one, did it to me all the time. And I was like, no more. I'm super over it. All right, so there we go. I have that going on. Like I said, I've got these stamps I can play with. I've got a bunch of these. I think they just come in like little things throughout the years. Maybe some of it was from the dollar store maybe, or maybe the Canada dollar store. I don't know, but cute little things. And I have some other Halloween stuff, but best wishes, happy Halloween, trick or treat. I usually do another little thing, a little tag. I don't know. I mean, like, I can just keep going on and on and on. And honestly, I could probably do this all year long. But I don't have time, so I will not do it. So I'll see you guys later. I got to get to work. I got to get this ink cleaned up. And I'll meet you back here on the next step. All right. Well, I've got all my names stamped. They're very messy stamping. Some are messier than others, but that's okay. It's all creepy Halloween. I have 47 names. Out of 47 kids, I only have one name that's a double. Isn't that funny? I have extras. I have 15 extras that I do on Halloween only. Otherwise, 47 minus 15 is my norm at this moment for my family kids that I take care of. And if you want to know how I keep track of this, this is what I do. Every year, I do an updated list. So I have my list in my, that I have it saved and I just update it is what I'm trying to say. Oh my gosh. So I have the kids' names, I have the month that their birthday is, I have the day of their birthday, and then I have their age for the coming year. So at the end of the year, right, 2021, at the end of the year, December is usually when I update my list because my first birthday is in January. And then I put 2022 age so that I know when I go into that year, this is the age they're going to be. And then I have my little sections over here for the holidays that I do. That one was just a sample sheet. So that then moved into this year. I lighten them up so I can write I can write in them. And as you can see, we had a lot of children added that were born and that came into our lives and came into our section where I'm doing this. So I have their names down here with their birthdays. I need to get them in this list. So this list will be made a little bit smaller because I want to fit it on the one sheet, hopefully, and kind of hoping everybody's done having kids for a minute because this is exhausting. It's exhausting, but it's full of fun. I have lots of fun. I used to do 4th of July. I don't really do 4th of July anymore. I kind of took that out. I do birthday, Valentine's, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, Halloween, and Christmas. Halloween is #1 biggest, aside from their birthdays. I guess Halloween, birthday, and Christmas are the biggest ones. Who am I joking? I do something crazy on everything. Anyways, that's how I keep track of it. So I have 15 extras. 15 minus 47 would be what? Let's take off the 2 for the 47 and make it 45. So if we do that, that would be 30. And then if we add the 2 back, that'd be 32. So we have 32 kids. And yes, that's how I do my math. That's why I'm so crazy. So I'm going to get to tearing. I'll see you back here in a minute. And I'm back again. And changing a little bit of my course. I know everybody's like, we knew it, but I had to because in my mind, I honestly don't know what I'm doing. So in my mind, I have an idea. And then as I'm trying to make it happen, I'm realizing, well, that's not going to work. What was I thinking? So, but it doesn't matter. It's still part of my process. And I'm still basically on the same track. I have 2 stamps here, they're frames. They're empty on the inside, so it leaves me a space, which no big deal. I don't have to worry about that. In my mind, I was thinking that when I stamp this, that this will be empty, that the paper would be empty, but that's not how it works. I mean, the paper is solid, so there's a solid piece. See what I'm saying? So I was like, oh man, I don't want to cut all those out. I had stamped all the kids' names, and I fussy tore them all out. So there's 48. There was one more kid's name that I did forget, and I did remember at the end before I put all the ink away for these. So I have 48, and I fussy cut or hand tore, well actually 50 of them because I have 2 practice names. I took 2 practice ones out to practice with, obviously. So I tried to cut it out. I cut one out, and I thought, I have so many steps already, there's no way. There's just no way. So I thought I needed to be a little bit sturdy, and obviously the name's not going to come from behind, and that was my idea because I thought, you know, from behind, you can't see it with this. I don't want to take these off. Sorry. Oh, I think I just lost a name somewhere. But anyways, where's the one I cut? Here. I cut one out. So my idea was none of the names were going to fit perfectly in there no matter what, but I thought, it's kooky Halloween. So my idea was that the frame was going to be that way. And then I had thought I would just do different tearings and things like that. So let's get to what I'm doing. I'm not cutting them out, and I'm not using the jelly print papers with this. It's just too much, and it wasn't going to add anything to this. So what I did instead is I just stamped it, I embossed it. I did an embossing stamp instead, and I'm doing gold and silver. I have a small frame and a large frame, and I'm going to have both gold and silver on both sizes. I'm just going to take the names as I ink them up. I'm going to ink around the edge black, and then I'm just going to lay the names on there like this. I think that still looks really cute. Then I'm going to put some eyelets on both sides, and then I'm going to use I'm using this. I've never used this. I bought it. I thought, let's use it. It's high gloss varnish. I did want it to be shiny, so I'm using this to put a sealant on it and to give it a little bit more, because this is cheap construction paper. It's very flimsy, but it gave it a little bit more like a, I don't know, like a very thin, leathery feel, kind of. So I did both of them. I did try a little bit of my sparkle paint on this one. I'm not going to do sparkle paint. I think I like it just like this. Pardon my inky fingers. And then I put an eyelet on the top and an eyelet on the bottom. And I have a piece of my jewelry right now hanging off that because I wanted to see what it looked like. I like that. I do. And I'm going to attach it to the wire when I make the dangle so that they all have their name on their dangle. I don't want to use my jewelry. I love all these children very much, but I don't want to use my jewelry pieces that I that I search for my junk journals and my tags and for my friends here we honestly know what it is to have those pieces, and I feel like we just appreciate it so much more than the kids are. The kids are all gonna appreciate that I made this. They're not gonna understand this part of it. So I'm gonna go on Amazon and I'm gonna order some, I don't know what I'm gonna order because I don't know what they have, but I'm gonna find some little charms that already have like little pieces where I can hang them. I'm less work, you know, like these jewelry pieces, they already have their piece, that piece in there. If I can't, then, I mean, I'll have to switch to my jewelry, I guess, because I want something on there. I want it. That's all there is to it. I like it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let's go ahead and I can do a couple of here with you so you can see what I'm doing. I went and found all my little eyelets, and they're not the size that I normally use in my crocodile, and I honestly am not very good at my crocodile with the small ones. I mean, I'm with the regular size ones, but with the small ones, I'm not. So I go old school. So there's going to be a little bit of pounding on this video. I will warn you beforehand so that if you have an earphone, any earbuds or anything like that in, or something like that, that you know what's happening. But let me clean this up for a second, and I'll be right back. All right, my friends, I'm back, and I have my area cleaned up somewhat. I've got my paper that I'm going to use, my embossing powders, my Versamark pad that I'm going to use. I have a tray, and I'm going to work on just the frames. I have both frames, the small one and the big one right there. I did buy those frames. It came in this little pack here. I think it has two sheets, two different types of frames, but I don't know where the other one is. It must be put away. Maybe it came with one, maybe it came with two. I don't remember, but I got it on Amazon. All I did was search Amazon for stamp, like frames. I just put different things in there, like frames, frame stamps. Oh my gosh, I can't spit it out. And different things came up, and that's how I chose them. Whoops, but I do like them. Let's move that over there and that over there. I'm gonna leave the lids off and wish me luck. I'll give you warning before I do the heat gun. So I'm gonna put one stamp there. Just get it in there nice and good. So it's get that juice down from this. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put my powder on right now. I tried to do them before already, stamping 3 and then putting the embossing powder, but I don't know if it's because this because this construction paper is so porous, it was just drinking the Versamark, and so I wasn't getting a full cover. So I'm just gonna do it this way. So I'm just gonna grab a dry brush, and then I'm just gonna brush it off, I guess over here. So I'm using the 2 different sizes because I have the names, the kids' names. Some are big, some are small, short, some are long, and some are short. That's what I meant to say. And so what I did is I took the longest names already and laid them on there, so I know they're going to be fine. Now the shortest names are fine because they'll either go on the smaller one or they will go on the longer one, and it'll just look fine. Okay, I gotta make sure I pound that down. Oh, and I found that other name. So I have I have actually 48 names, and in all 48 names, and all 48 kids, only 2 kids have the same name. I have 2 Georges and I have 2 Ellas. Some of them are similar, like I have a Mia and a Maya, I have an Ariella and an Arinea, and I have a, and then, of course, then there's the Ella, and I have 2 of those. I have 2 Ellas and 2 Georges. All right, so now I think I have enough of those. I'm gonna go ahead and give it an emboss. So if you don't like the noise of the embossing gun, this is a good time to turn your volume down, but I'm gonna do it so that you can see what's happening, and I'm gonna go from underneath first. All right, I got one done. I'm doing that on the bottom. Now I want to do one on the top. I want to see what's actually faster. All right, I like those. Those are pretty. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go finish stamping the gold ones out and getting them embossed, and then I'll come back with the silver. All right, I got another sheet of gold done. I finished out this sheet with gold. I got my silver here. I'm gonna turn on my heat gun so you can see. See how they're coming out pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish these out, embossing them, and I will be back. All right, now it's time to do some cutting. I'm gonna get all of my little frames cut out. I think what I'll do first here is just tear them out with my ruler. That's the easiest on my hand to get the biggest part, the biggest section done. And I believe I'm just gonna go like this. And I might not be, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go like this and just pull them out like this. That'll be good. I can do that. And then I will fussy cut around them somewhat, just a little bit, not too close. Here's my example. So there's still some around it. And I don't have to be super careful or specific. I did stamp out more frames than I need. I think I have about a dozen or so extra. So this is all I do, and I go through the entire thing and I just pull them all out, and then I just take these scraps and I just have a little baggie usually. Well, that's not a baggie. I will usually put them in a little baggie. Then I'm gonna use my super sweet snips, my Fiskars titanium snips that Debbie sent me. She ordered them on Amazon and had them delivered to me. Thank you, Debbie, thank you. I already cut a couple of them out and it was pretty easy. So I'm just gonna kind of go, I'm just gonna go around, just, you know, basically just like a messy fussy cut. Trying to keep my edges more rounded, or my cuts more on a rounding than a sharp edge. And I'm only doing that because I feel like it's gonna catch on all those fibers, those yarns and things. So I thought if it's more rounded, maybe it'll help. I really don't know. It just, in my mind, it seems logical. So I'm a little bit slow, but I'll tell you what, man, I'll tell you what, man. No, I'm just kidding. I'll tell you what, this is like the best, the very best. So I'm just gonna continue cutting all these out. I am rocking out to, what is it? It's on Pandora on my TV, and it's 50s. I'm rocking out to the 50s, so I'm listening to a lot of Johnny Cash and Elvis, and who knows who else is back in there. I'm not from the 50s, but I love that music, and just depending on my mood, just depends on what kind of music really gets me going, and that's really getting me going today. So I will finish cutting all of these out, just like this, and I will be back for the next step in case you're interested. All right, I'll be right back with the next step. All right, my friends, my next step on here is I'm gonna go ahead and lay down some of this. I'm gonna use the Liquitex. You can use Mod Podge and different things. I've never got to use this. I bought it and I wanna use it. I know that Mod Podge sometimes gets real sticky. I don't know if this does. It doesn't, it feels like a little bit different texture, honestly, when it's done. And a couple of these are going to Florida. So with the stickiness and the humidity, sometimes it changes and it gets real sticky. But I don't know. That's a different story. That's a different video. I just want to use this stuff and I like the way it feels. I tried it and I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and ink the sides of these. I don't want that. I do want the black. I want it to be the block. That's what I did with that other tassel, wherever I did with it here. I need to get this name off of here because it's a, actually see, I spelled his name wrong. I put 2 D's instead of 1, so he is going to be the practice. But that's what it's gonna look like when it's done, and then it's gonna be attached. Isn't that so cute? And then it's gonna have that cool texture on the back, and then it just hangs. I'm thinking, I was thinking about making it so they could take it off, and then I decided, you know what? I don't know. I decided, I still don't know. I think I'm gonna go ahead and tie a little ribbon on there and just tie it around. And that way, if they wanna put this away and they wanna use their little name thing, they can take it off. I don't know. Who knows? But whatever. Whatever, Sandra, get on with the show. Oh my gosh. So I told you that I'm listening to the, I'm rocking out to Pandora on my TV. It's called 50s Rock and Roll Radio. And when I was getting these ready to get back on the video here, that song was Yakety Yak, Don't Talk Back. And I feel like that's what I do to myself all the time. I'm like gonna be singing that now to myself as I'm doing stuff, and I've changed my mind. Oh, before I'm inking this, hello, back to the program. I wanted to make sure that they're gonna fit on my little frames the way I like them. So like Lorianne, she's got a really long name. She's the longest name, and I've squished her letters together. And she's gonna go over it. I think that still looks so cute. Some of the names are not gonna fit on the small one at all, and they're gonna have to go to the larger one, but they're not going to cover it. Like maybe Ariella will be over here. So here's where I terrorize my fingers, because I just want to get a different tear, a tear in here, and just kind of make it a little bit more fun and funky. I know these are just, this is where like some people who really care about me will say, you know, you don't have to do all that. That's just, no one's going to even know, but I know. And, you know, when someone gets something that you make and they really, really like it, just because they don't know all the little things that you've done doesn't take away from the full effect. I hope that makes sense. Like, if I didn't do all these things, would they still love it? Yes, but it wouldn't look the same. It would be different. And I want to make what I want to make. And just because it hurts is okay. So now see on that little one, if I wanted to put that on there, I think it'll be fine. I just have to be careful where I'm going to put my dangles. So because of that, I think I'm going to go ahead and go to the big one. And I think it's fine that it goes off the edges. So let's give it an inky ink around the edges to see what happens. Now, I did stamp them with the archival ink, black archival ink, this one right here. I think the whole time I was stamping, I never had my lid over, flipped over, so it's the jet black archival ink. I believe that one, it doesn't spread when you get it wet. But this distress ink is going to move a little bit because it's a water-based ink, and so I know that's going to happen. I just wanted to get that one inked really quick. I'm only going to do, I think I have Jaden torn. She is going to be, see, same thing, like I look at it, will I be able to put those eyelets without interfering with their name? That's my goal, and I want it to hang nice. So I don't think so. I think she's going to be on a big one. And so she'll be on a big one. I've got to ink her sides. And then Sandra, her name's actually Alexandra. We've always called her Sandra. She's older now. She probably wants to go by her real name. But the thing is, I have to stick with Sandra because that's what I know her by, and I love that. And it's really cute because the kids, some of the little kids, little nieces and nephews, and even some of the grandkids, they always called me, or they would call me, the great nieces and nephews that are little, they were calling me Aunt Sandra instead of Aunt Sandra because they thought my name was Sandra. So I think it's funny and cute, and I love it. So that's what I'm sticking with. And then my little May, her name right here. I just have a few names out at a time, obviously. Obviously, because I'm doing 48 of these. 48. My goal is to get them done before my trip, because if I do that, I can take them with me. The airport that I fly out of it's in Spokane, and that's where the majority of these go. There's only a handful that stay here in town, and then there's a couple that I mail out. I think there's going to Texas, Florida, and then I think the rest are in Washington, I believe. All right, onward and upward. Let me put the ink, let me put that back there. I'm gonna not ink anymore for a moment. Put these over here. I'm not gonna ink or goopy up those ones because now I don't know, am I supposed to like give this a shake? It doesn't say anything. Sometimes it says do not shake, so I kind of want to look real quick. But I do, so this is permanent and it's transparent. If you've never used this stuff before, it's a Liquitex Professional High Gloss. They've got different kinds. I've got a matte one over there. I think they even have different, I want to say that there's different consistency things depending on what you're doing. So I just want to try stuff. I'm just going to open my lid. I just lift this piece up right here a little bit. My paintbrush, well, it was a little bit damp. It's okay if it's not. I mean, it's better, it's easier if it's damp a little bit. And then all I'm gonna do is paint this on these. For the names, whoops, I'm just gonna go on the front and I just wanna lay this down just to seal it. That's it, that's all I'm doing. And it's gonna move that black a little bit around it, but not too bad. I'm thinking that I might smear it more as I'm going to the next name, And I'm just doing it on my wax paper here. I did use my heat gun to dry the other ones, but I wanted one done really fast. I'm not gonna do a heat gun on these. I wanna see how they're gonna dry without it. And also, I wanna go work on something else while they're drying. So, use my time a little bit more wisely. So my thing's getting black. I'm thinking that I don't wanna contaminate that whole bottle. Maybe I should pour some out. But I don't have anything to pour it into. I have one more to do, come on. I'm just gonna do that. And then, so note to self and to all my friends here who have never used this, that was thinking like how I was. You don't want to contaminate your stuff. I don't think you do. I don't want to, not this. My Liquitex stuff, this is one of those things where, like, it was on my list of things to get. I always have a list, right? We all do, right? We always have that list going. And it's one of those things that I had to wait to get. And, oh, I'm not done with that. I'm done with this. And so I don't want to destroy it, On these ones, I'm going to actually do the front and the back. Once they're done drying, I'm going to glue. So I got a lot on there. I'm going to glue the names down, and then I'll set those aside, and then I'll let them dry. Let's see. So I'm using these little deli sheets. I'm thinking I probably should have actually used wax paper, but I will absolutely do that on the next round. But for now, I'm just gonna do this. This one's pretty goopy right there. I'm gonna take some of that off. And I'm gonna do that. I probably should give these guys a little lift too. This is that amazing texture paper I love at Hobby Lobby. It's $1.99 a sheet, but it's the Paper Studio makes it. So when I go there, and if the Paper Studio has their paper on sale, I always buy paper. I always buy paper no matter what, but I just love it when it's on sale because I can get a good deal. But if I go there and it's not on sale, I still buy some because I love that paper and I use it all the time. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so still plugging away on here. I did get both sides sealed with the sealer, and I have a couple of names here. So like I said, I'm not sealing the back side of the names, just both sides of the other one. And to glue it on, all I'm doing is, let's pick a name, any name will do on this. I chose the, whoops, there it is, nice and easy since we put the juice in there, or the acetone. I do want this to stay down. I chose this glue because I'm mixing things up. I just felt like maybe it will help, and maybe it will be a little bit of a thicker glue. Is that to make this more thicker? I don't know. Whether any of that makes a difference or not, I really and truly do not know. So that's all I do. I just put that just like that, and now I have the front and the back. All right. Yeah, that I didn't want to put that one on there. It was kind of big, right? Right? I don't remember. There. I mean, I could have put a little bit of that netting. I could have done a lot of things, but I'm running out of time. I feel like I am doing lots of little extras, so, but I'm gonna leave that. I thought I had a small name inked up and ready, but I guess I don't, so I'm not gonna do that one. That's all right. I've got a couple of them done here. I'm gonna put those over there. And then we're gonna get on with the little, this piece here. So like I said before, I'm gonna go old school with this. I'll give you a warning before I start hammering down. But I'm just gonna get my little plate. This is from Close to My Heart. I have a couple of these, very well used. And I'm just using, whoops, I have lots of little, here's my little tray. So I have lots of little jump rings. I need these two pieces right here. I do need, I don't need those yet, but I'm going to. And I want my little eyelets. So I just picked a few colors that I have, the small ones. You know, the ones, I don't know what size they are. They are the smaller ones. So I don't use my crocodile with these little ones because I don't feel like I get a very good connection with it. And so then I end up going through more of them. I just choose it to go this way. It's easy, it works. So if you've never used one of these before, one of these handheld ones, and maybe you have seen them at a thrift store and you want one, you have the piece right here, you know, that you pop your hole with. That's what that is. It's just a hole punch. That's the hole punch. You can also make a mark with it. There's another one in here you can make a mark with. But what I have here, I have the hole punch, and then I have the little smasher. That's what I call them. I don't know what their names are, but this one has that little indent so that when you are smashing it down, so I'll make the hole with this, and then I'll put my little eyelet through, and then I will turn it upside down, and I will fit, if you can see there, I'll fit that little piece in there, like so. And then I will hammer it down right here. And that's what we're gonna do, okay? So I have to hammer the hole, because it's my hole punch. This is how I do it. Now, when I was looking at this, I just wanted to make sure, like, I'm gonna put a jump ring on my little eyelet. And I am using these, what size am I using? I think I had them out here, but anyways, yeah, there they are. So this is the size I'm using, which I don't know what that size is. So what I do is I just kind of look, I put it on my piece, if I remember. If I don't remember, I usually have it way down here too far. So I'm gonna make sure that I want my eyelet somewhere where I can clip that in, and it will have a little bit of a hanging off, enough hanging off that I can get another jump ring in there. Okay, I hope that makes some sense, but I'm gonna let you know right now, I'm gonna start hammering, so if you have your earbuds on or something like that, you might wanna take those off. And I just moved that from where I was gonna do that. I think, yeah, it looks like close. Now, it's thin paper, so at first I'm like, whoa, that's gonna be like really pulling right on the paper, but once we get the eyelet in, it'll be fine. So, 1, 2, 3, go. See, a little hole there, and then I'm gonna do it again. So 1, 2, 3, go. Sorry, I'm like, I just wanna make sure. I know I don't wanna hurt your ears. And then all I'm gonna do is set my little eyelet, I'm gonna set that in there like that. And then I will turn it over. Just like that. Now it's upside down. I take that little, you know, piece that pops out right there. I stick that, make sure it's in there, and now I'm gonna hammer it down again. I'm gonna give it probably 2 to 3 whacks. So 1, 2, 3, go. All right, so I never have them down all the way, but I prefer that over what that crocodile and me do. And now I can go ahead and flatten this out a little bit more. I'm gonna give it another couple of smacks. So protect your ears. 1, 2, 3, go. So that wasn't as violent. Now, that's it. And then I have that. And then I'm gonna take this piece right here. Whoops. Oh, I'm gonna try anyways. And I'm just gonna slip that in there and have it ready. Whoops. I'll do that on both ends with that. And then I will, and then I'll usually put another, I know what I did. Let's just do it. Just do what you do. Let's do what you did, Sandra. Just do it. And I'm using different colors. It's, you know, it's Halloween, everything goes. Everything goes. And these are really thin. So my biggest thing here is just making sure I get them close enough. And sometimes if I can't, I'll just like squish them and pinch them and whatever. I'm not a jewelry maker. I'm not able to be super on point with that. And I'm just gonna put a couple on them, and if I don't need a couple, then I'll take one off later. But I would rather just have it on and not need it than need it and not have it, because once I get all these put together, well, I need to put the eyelet in there. Once I get all these put together, then I'm gonna put all this stuff away. Put it away. All right, so there we go. That's it, and that's all I have. And then I have my little dangle, and it's got some stability. It's not just a little, you know, see that? You can't even hear it. It went from that to that. That's the only way I know how to show you that it's got some more structure to it. So I am going to go ahead and finish these out and get my tassels done, and then I'm going to move on to the next part of my project with this. I will see you, though, on the next video, my friends, and I hope you enjoy all your moments. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.